Alright, buckle up buttercups. 'Cause this one's a ride. I, 32 thought my life was pretty chill until the river took a hard turn. So for the past 5 years, I've been with my partner. We build a life, you know? Cozy apartment, weekend hikes, the whole shebang. I always thought they were my rock, the steady current in my sometimes chaotic river. Turns out, they were more like a hidden whirlpool, just waiting to suck me down. About 6 months ago, my grandma passed. It was tough, but she left me a decent chunk of change. Enough for a down payment on a small place with a garden, something I'd always dreamed of. I wasn't flashing it around, just quietly planning my next move. My partner knew about it. We'd even looked at a few listings online, all excited about paint swatches and picking out a lemon tree. Then, the weirdness started. Little things. My bank statements suddenly taking longer to arrive. My partner being cagey about their phone. Saying they were working late more often. Red flags, right? But I was dumb. I trusted them. Blindly. Last week, I finally got fed up with the delayed statements and logged into my account online. My blood ran cold. A significant chunk of the inheritance? Gone. Vanished. Transferred out in a series of smaller amounts over the last 3 months. And guess who the recipient was? Their sibling. Yeah, their sibling, who's always been a bit of a leech, constantly needing loans they never paid back. The betrayal hit me like a punch to the gut. Not just the money, but the lies. The sneaking around. The way they looked me in the eye every day while systematically emptying my account. I didn't scream. Didn't cry. Just felt this cold, quiet fury settle inside me. The river had ended, all right. But now, it was time for the tide to turn. Update 1. The dam is starting to crack. Okay, so after the initial shock, I went into full reconnaissance mode. Remember all those late nights at work? Turns out, those were cozy dinners with their sibling, probably celebrating their little heist. I started documenting everything. Dates, amounts, even found some deleted texts on our shared tablet. Yeah, I went there. Screenshots are my new best friend. Then came the confrontation. I waited until they were relaxed on the couch, scrolling through their phone, all oblivious. I just calmly sat next to them and said, "Hey, can we talk about my inheritance?" The color drained from their face. They stammered, tried to play dumb. "What about it? You know it's in your account." I just tilted my phone screen towards them, showing the transfer history. The silence in the room was thick enough to cut with a knife. Their eyes darted around, looking for an escape route that didn't exist. They finally cracked. The excuses poured out. Their sibling was in trouble. They were going to pay it back. They were just borrowing it. Borrowing almost my entire down payment?
Right.
I kept my voice level. You lied to me.
You stole from me.
You betrayed my trust in the most fundamental way. Their sibling started blowing up my phone with these pathetic, guilt-tripping messages. I just blocked the number. Not my circus, not my monkeys. The partner is now staying at their sibling's place. They keep sending these long, tearful texts. I'm not replying. The dam has cracked, and the water is starting to flow in a different direction now. Update 2. The floodgates are open. Things have escalated. I lawyered up, found a sharp attorney who specializes in this kind of thing. He was surprisingly chill but laser-focused when I laid out all the evidence. He said we have a pretty open and shut case. The digital trail is crystal clear. We sent a formal demand letter to both my ex-partner and their sibling. It outlined the exact amount stolen and demanded full repayment within 14 days, along with interest and legal fees. The letter also made it clear that if they didn't comply, we'd be filing a civil suit. The reaction was predictable.
Panic.
More tearful calls, still not answering. Their sibling even showed up at my apartment building, banging on my door and yelling about how I was ruining their life. I just called building security. Turns out, their sibling has a history of this kind of stuff, borrowing money from family and friends and conveniently forgetting to pay it back. My attorney thinks they were likely the mastermind behind this whole thing, with my partner being either a willing participant or just incredibly weak-willed. Honestly, at this point, it doesn't really matter. The trust is gone. My attorney also advised me to change all my passwords, monitor my credit report, and generally be extra vigilant. It sucks that I even have to think about these things, but here we are. The 14-day deadline is up next week. I have a feeling things are about to get a whole lot messy, eh? But you know what? I'm actually feeling a sense of calm. The river might have taken a detour through Shady Town, but I'm navigating it, one step at a time. Final update, justice served, and the sun is shining again. Well, folks, the 14 days came and went. Surprise, surprise, no money showed up. So, as promised, we filed the civil suit. My attorney was a bulldog in court. He presented the evidence, cross-examined my ex-partner, who looked like they hadn't slept in weeks, and painted a pretty clear picture of what went down. Their sibling didn't even bother to show up. The judge didn't take long to rule in my favor. They were ordered to repay the full amount, plus interest, and cover my legal fees. It wasn't just about the money anymore, it was about accountability. About showing them that you can't just take what isn't yours and expect to get away with it. Collecting the money might take some time, but the judgment is there. And honestly, that's enough for now. The weight that had been sitting on my chest for months has finally lifted. My ex-partner has been radio silent. Last I heard through a mutual acquaintance, their sibling is now facing some serious financial woes and has managed to alienate most of their family. Natural consequences, you could say. As for me, I'm finally moving on. I found a sweet little place with a surprisingly big backyard, perfect for that lemon tree. The closing is next month. It feels good to be back on my own course, steering my own river. This whole ordeal sucked, big time. But it also taught me a valuable lesson. Trust your gut, document everything, and don't be afraid to fight for what's yours. Thanks for listening to my story, Reddit. It helped to have a place to vent. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got some paint swatches to look at. The sun is shining, and the river is flowing in the right direction again. Like and subscribe.